Dimension channel. I'm your host, Carmen. Hey, Kenji, why you bring us here? So what's the special today?
You got a great question here. Today, we will shoot some patterns in monocolor photography. So, do you want to know what is it?
Sure.
Come with me.
Black and white photography offers a unique perspective on many subjects. Removing colors brings out the hidden details, textures, and shapes. A black and white photo looks more stunning and captivating than the colored one, helping to focus the viewer's attention on the intended subject. Black and white photography can be divided into 5 key concepts. Developing these concepts can improve your color photos. The first one is shape and form. These are important in black and white photography. When looking for a good shot, look beyond the colors in the scene and instead focus your attention on the shapes. Arrange them in a way that emphasizes the most interesting aspect of the shape, or creates an interesting composition of different shapes. The second one is contrast. You can use contrast to stand out your main object. For example, by capturing a light subject against a dark background, and also adding depth by including a variety of tones and shades in your photo. The third one is pattern. It gives you a much better chance of capturing interesting patterns because it's focusing the viewer's attention on the shapes formed by the elements in the scene. Is texture. In the same way that patterns can be lost in color photography, textures can be too. When we see a color photo, our mind immediately begins to identify and label the elements in the scene, meaning that we often do not really see the photo, but instead see our mind's interpretation of it. When we photograph in black and white, the mind no longer has the color information to work with, and so try to pay more attention to elements such as texture, making them appear much more prominent. The last one is lighting. Lighting is absolutely a key to a good black and white photo because it affects all of the above elements: the shapes, the contrast, the patterns, and the texture. When thinking about your lighting, consider how it will influence all of these factors and choose a setup that enhances as many as possible. Side lightings often produce the most dramatic black and white photos. It picks out the edges of the shapes and increases contrast by adding highlights and shadows, and creates interest to the scene as well as enhancing textures and patterns. This photograph, I am using a repeating pattern with 3 bottle-like shape on the staircase. In order to bring out the details, we can see there are highlights and shadows on the object. By using the high contrast, the shapes are all stand out in the black and white picture. This photo, I am using a symmetrical composition. As we can see, the top right corner of the square is in the shadow, while the bottom left is on the highlight. That's why I used the flower to bring out the details in the photo. This is a plant in the flower pot. The main point is the leaves of the plant. There is sunlight coming from the top, and that is a perfect light, creating some contrasting levels for the leaves. For monocolor photography, sometimes we like to capture some circular patterns that will bring out a lot of details on the axles of the wheel.
Hey Kenji, thanks for your amazing photos.
Thank you.
So what are you going to share with us in the next episode?
The next episode will be night scenery.
So stay tuned and see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.